and welcome to Midweek Connect. You know, these Midweek Connects are supposed to be an encouragement, you know, to get you through the hump of the middle of the week. And, you know, Wednesdays sometimes can be a bit of a day where you think, oh, how am I going to get through till the weekend? But we just really want this to be an encouragement. And I've been thinking about encouragement and how vital it is at this time for all of us. Even just snippets of something just to lift us and give us hope and give us something positive to spur us on. And you know, it's amazing where we find encouragement, isn't it? I was one of the things I was doing was I was looking at Barnabas, the guy mentioned in Acts, whose actual name was Joseph. And I never knew that, and I was reading his name was Joseph, but he was nicknamed Barnabas because that meant son of encouragement, which means he must have been a really encouraging kind of guy and the sort of person that we'd all like to bump into. And I'm hoping that today we can all choose to be Barnabases to those we come into contact with, however it is. You know, sometimes we can find encouragement in really unexpected places. One of the things that I really enjoy doing, and I do quite often, is listen to Radio 2. I'm a bit of a pop music fan, and I do like to listen to the banter and all the stuff that and I was listening to it one day recently and not expecting to hear from God from Radio 2. Not even the thought for the day in the morning, but it was the words of a song that really hit me. And the song by somebody called Demi Lovato, and I've heard of her, and Demi Lovato and an electronic music producer called Marshmello, who has like a marshmallow on his head in the videos that go along with the song. And the song was called "It's Okay Not to Be Okay." And I'll just read you the lyrics because they really spoke to me. And it felt like God was really speaking to me through the lyrics. And it says, bear with me a second. When you're high on emotion and you're losing your focus and you feel too exhausted to pray, don't get lost in the moment or give up when you're closest. All you need is somebody to say, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. And you know, those words really hit me like right between the eyes, because I was thinking, I'm a Christian. I'm having a bad day or I'm having a tough time. And I'm finding this whole lockdown and this whole season not easy. And I don't feel all the time that I'm okay. And those words really resonated with me. It's okay not to be okay. So as a Christian, how can it be okay not to be okay? And just after I'd heard that, a friend of mine texted me some scripture. We're often texting each other, encouraging each other with scripture. And this is what she texted me. And it's 2 Corinthians 12, verses 7 to 10. And it's from the Message version. And this, to me, tells me why it's okay not to be okay. Because of the extravagance of those revelations, and so I wouldn't get a big head, I was given the gift of a handicap to keep me in constant touch with my limitations. Satan's angel did his best to get me down. What he in fact did was push me to my knees. No danger then of walking around high and mighty. At first I didn't think it was a gift and begged God to remove it. 3 times I did that, and then he told me, my grace is enough. It's all you need. For my strength comes into its own in your weakness. Once I heard that, I was glad to let it happen. I quit focusing on the handicap and began appreciating the gift. It was a case of Christ's strength moving in on my weakness. Now I take limitations in stride, and with good cheer. These limitations that cut me down to size, abuse, accidents, opposition, bad breaks, I just let Christ take over. And so the weaker I get, the stronger I become. You see, in our weakness, God becomes strong. And Paul was writing this, and it's the famous passage, isn't it, about the thorn in his flesh, and people wonder what it is. But you know, the thing about that is not what, you know, that speaks to me is not what was the thorn. It's that reminder to stop quick focusing on the problem, but knowing that there is a problem and admitting it, and knowing that in it we can't do anything else but letting Christ take over, letting God take over. It's okay not to be okay, because Jesus makes things okay. You know, I love it when it says that. Just let Christ take over. You know, we can't do it on our own. We can't change situations. We can't face what we're going through on our own. We need Jesus. We were never meant to hold it all together. We were never meant to be self-sufficient. And I know these things are expected of us. You know, in this day and age, we're expected to be able to keep it together. But it's not always wise to continue on that path. You know, when I was learning to drive, I was learning at a lady driving instructor, and she had a little Metro, if anyone remembers those, mini Metro, and the amazing thing about that car was that it had dual controls. You know, so I could drive along, tootle along on my own little way. I wasn't a very good driver. It took me a long time to pass my test. But if there was any danger, the driving instructor could put the brakes on or stop the car or take over control. And at this time, I just want to encourage you to let Jesus take control, to hand it over, to admit you may be weak, to admit you may not be finding things easy, to admit that you've got struggles. And in your weakness, he will show his strength. You know, I passed my test eventually, and I was driving in Guernsey, and in Guernsey the speed limit's 35 miles an hour, so it's not too bad. But I just remember the first time I was driving along one of the roads where you can go 35 miles an hour. A lot of them you can't. They're not very big. So, and I was driving along one of the roads, and I suddenly panicked and was full of fear, because I'm thinking, I'm doing this on my own. I'm doing this without the safety of a driving instructor or somebody to put the brakes on when needed. But you know, after a while, I was able to do it on my own. But you know, that safety net wasn't there. You know, God's not asking you to do any of this on your own. Just hand over the controls to him and let Jesus take the wheel. And remember, it's okay not to be okay.